This conference will now be recorded.
Let me share my screen. Let's get to the here. Okay, let's go to the date table and we imported the holiday information here. Just give me a second. Give me a second. This is connecting to the web, right? Just take my time. Okay. So now here we need to create based on the holiday and the day name. These two column I need to consider. Then I need to calculate the working day. Right? So
Hmm.
to create the conditional column, we have option. In the add column, if you go to the add
Condition.
column,
Yeah.
conditional column. Okay. So click
Hmm.
on the conditional column. Then we need to give the name for this. So let's take I'm giving all working day. Right. So what will be my condition? The first condition will be if the day name is
Yes.
falls under Saturday and Sunday. This is the first condition, right? So I
Hmm.
will select my day name equals say
Saturday.
Saturday. And this is case sensitive, okay? Suppose let's
Yeah.
take in your column, it is like S is small, you need to give like that one, okay? Completely. Alright. So this is Saturday. Then output would be say not working day or no, whatever may be. As your wish, whatever you want to output you want. Next, add another clause, else if same day name equals to Sunday.
Sunday.
Then it would be no, not working day. Okay.
Hmm.
And another condition we need to put here is that when the holiday is not null. So where there is a null, it is
Hmm.
working day, right? When there is a value available on the holiday name, then that is a not working day, right?
Hmm.
Correct, right?
Yeah.
So another clause should be added here, which is we will consider the holiday name. Okay. We
Not
say
it.
does not contain null. It should not contain null, right?
So
Where there
it's
is
same
no
as
null.
not equal
Ah,
to.
no. Not
Okay.
equals to null and not contain is different. Right? Contain is something like it is just exploring inside that.
Oh.
No here. Otherwise, else would be my yes.
Great. Okay.
Right? This is my it should be my condition.
Hmm.
Okay. Now okay. Why error is coming here? You can't convert the null type to text. One second. That's not equals to. Okay, maybe you are correct. It is not in this case. It is not equals to
But then
null.
it is, for me it's giving null everywhere then.
No, it is working out.
Okay.
Yes, correct. Doesn't equals to null.
Oh,
So
then
let's
it's not
see.
with
So here let's see the first condition where the day is on Tuesday, okay, And whereas, but it is a holiday. So new yesterday, it
Hmm.
is saying no, it is not working day, right? No. Let's cross check one more. If you see Saturday and Sunday, these two record, it is saying that not working day for me, right? Good. Now come back again where you see again Saturday, Sunday is not working day. I just want to see one more. Yeah, this is working. So it is Tuesday, Wednesday, and there is a holiday on this, right? It is saying that it's not working day. Correct, right?
Hmm.
It's working. Good Friday, not working day. It's Spurs under Sunday also. It's Easter Sunday, it's not working day. Good. Oh, it's working. It is working. So this is your condition. Okay? Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Alright. So I think we are then just cross check everything. Let me go to the customer. Just checking the data types for everything. Because we are almost done with this model. Now click on the home, close and apply. Now we will discuss about the data modeling now. Okay.
So there was one column, custom column. There was one option in.
Right, right. So that is also we'll discuss. Not now, we'll discuss. That is used to create the normal calculation. There also you can write the logic, just like we did the if and else, right? Using the conditional. There directly you can write there in the custom itself. If this, that, that, or not. But that you need to write it. There will be no additional here. Yeah,
Okay.
we'll see that. We'll see that.
Hmm.
So let's just save the file. Okay, now we'll discuss about these two parts. The modeling. Now we are almost done with the model. So if you see, this is the way the Power BI works. Okay, so the most part we will spend on the data transformation which you did in the Power Query. Then finally, when you're done with all the tables involvement, then we make the relationship, make the calculation, and finally we will create the visualization. So visualization part is 10 to 15%. Okay, 10 to 15% designing, creating all these things, but most of the 80% work will be needs to be done on the transformation and your calculations, right? So that part you need to more focus on that, and 10-15% automatically it will come up. Okay, all right. So now this is my table. So some, if you see, some scattered informations are there. It's
Oh no.
like very somewhere here and there. So there is an option here in this modeling tab. If you can just see here, right? My my mouse pointer is somewhere, it is there in the below. You see, this is called the reset layout. This option. So if you click on that option, no, it will automatically reset this table somehow. Okay, and let's little bit zoom so that you can able to see what exactly happening here. Right. So here some relationship is. Are you able to see my screen properly, or it is
Hmm.
still tiny?
The
Yeah, we
words
can
are, yeah,
zoom.
tiny, but
We
But I
can zoom it
can.
and see.
yeah.
But if I zoom it, my I need to switch back and all. That's fine. Now it is okay.
Yes.
Let's see. So somehow my How I will arrange the tables is that on top, let's take put all the dimensions, okay, and the down put all the facts. So this is my product dimension, this is my customer dimension, this is my sales, and bring it the target here. This is one more fact here, right? And put the dates here somewhere. So this is my model right now. So few things is automatically declared, few things we need to create it. Now, if you see the product to the sales table, right? So if you hover your mouse pointer here, you can able to see that what is the key it is being used. It is being used by the product key. Or you can just click on the bar also. Just click on this line and expand your property. Then also you are able to see here this information. Okay. This information was not there before to, I think, last November or last October. This feature was not there. When you click on this, it will not show you this information on the property page. They introduce are you getting this information on your screen? Just see that. If you are
Just
not getting, then I will tell you how to get this.
oh, close enough.
Just see that only, just for a sec. Just confirm, guys, how much time it is
Hmm.
taking.
So actually, just now it close and apply. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, it is for me. It is there.
It's there, right? For everybody? Same?
I'm waiting for the response from the laptop.
Right. Okay. So if it is not coming now, so what is happening is if you go to the
Hmm.
file option and settings and options, right?
Hmm.
There are some preview features will be there. Preview features in the sense some new features. Suppose let's take you are on December, right? And suppose a new release came up on Fab for the Power BI desktop. So what happened is they release suppose five new updates. So out of that, what happened is few will be automatically getting applied, and few will be you need to apply yourself. So something like that. So this is one of the feature, which is this one, the relationship editing in property pane. So this is activated. So that's why you are getting that option. If it is not activated, they will not get. Here some couple of other options. If you see, I deactivated because these are not required right now for me. Whenever required, I'll click on that and I will activate. This is called the preview features. Got it? Okay.
Where did
So
you
this
got
is the one.
this options from?
Sorry, come. What is it?
Where did you got
From.
this options from?
Oh, this is file option in settings and
File option.
options,
Okay.
and this one preview
Okay.
features. Okay.
Mm.
So it not mean that whatever they are releasing, we need to use everything. Based on our requirement, we will use it. Right? All right. This is the one. This is the one which I'm talking about. All right. So if you click on this now, you can able to see what kind of relationship here. Most thing is from the sales table, which column is being used, and from the product, which column being used, and what is the cardinality. Cardinality means what is the one to many to many, or one many to one, all these things. Many to one, sorry, one to many and many to one are same, right? If you
Hmm.
talked about, if you look at from the sales table, it is many to one because uh, what I can say, the multiple products is being sold inside the sales, whereas in the product table the data is distinct. One product is that information. And but if you look at from the product side, that one product I have in the product table, and it is having multiple sales on the sales table. So one to many and many to one is same. How we are looking at, right? And one to one is something like very rare scenario will come to your picture. It's like one to one means there is a one product, this is also one. A very rare scenario possible on that part. So most of the relations will be one to many or many to one, whatever you told that. And the important thing is the relationship, active relationship. This is
Hmm.
okay. This we need to discuss. And most important thing is the cross filter direction. So these two part we need to consider. Like most of the things you understand by the joint types, right? This part is very clear, right? Any doubt on this part at least? We are good with this, right?
Yeah, so automatically it has created relationship between product, sales, and customer. But dates and target, these are
It's not yet. Yeah.
recreated tables.
Right. I'll come to that why it got created. Let's uh, why
Hmm.
these two table got created and why this not created. And make
Hmm.
sure that when the Power BI is automatically created the relationship, but you cross check before saying that Power BI is correct also. It is not like the blindly you should follow that what the relationship is coming. Right? You should be careful what exactly. Now comes to this question why these two table auto detected and others are not detected, right? The problem is when the the table contains the same column name. So in the sales
Hmm.
table I have a product key and in my product table I have a product key. So that the option is when the same column name comes, it will be auto detected the relationship.
Okay.
That is the only point. And in case
Hmm.
of product also, sorry, customer also the same thing.
Hmm.
We have a customer key to customer key. That's why it is auto detected. Alright. But
Okay.
if you talked about the dates, I have a date column. In this one, I have sales. In my sales, I have order date, ship date, and the names are different, right? It is not the same. So that's why it is not auto detecting. Okay, this is the first rule. And second rule is there an option is there here. Okay, if you go to the file, option in settings, click on the options. So here, one second, how is that option gone? Yeah, here for the current file, there is an option relationship auto detect. This option is enabled. Auto
Hmm.
detect new relationship after the data is loaded. Okay. So this is option is activated and this will apply to the column name if the both the table column names are same. Then only it will auto detect. All
Hmm.
right.
Hmm.
Make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right. So this is the one. And another window also there to see the relationship. If you just close this properties window, you can just double click on this bar. One another the same kind of relationship window will come up. But here you can see the data also, the data preview on which column it is getting connected and the cardinality, the cross filter direction, relationship active. Everything will come up like this. Okay. Or right click, double click on this bar or right click on this and click on the properties also, it will come. Okay. And another window, suppose this is quite handy if you have a less number of tables. So just imagine that you have like so many tables. That is possible in a real time, like 15 to 20 tables. So it will be scattered. So you need to
Hmm.
scroll right to see all the information. So one by one, what is the joint condition and all. So that time, this option will be very helpful. This is called your manage relationship, this window. Okay. If you click on this, then it will show you a list by which column what is getting connected. So from here, it is quite easy to see the relationship. When you have a number of tables got increased. Correct? Make sense?
Hmm.
This is
Hmm.
end. one more thing, one more way is that suppose you have 15 to 20 tables are there. So this option you are seeing, it is called all tables, right? This tab, all tables means it will contain all the table relationship it will be there. But suppose in your requirement when you are working on and you face some challenges with the relationship and there are
Mhm.
two tables involvement. Let's take the product and sales. Those are the two. And out of this 20, I want to see how this product and sales got connected. Think up like that, okay? So for that, what you need to do, just you can create one more page here and just drag the table which is required for you. I drag product, I drag my sales. So it will show you just these two only.
Mm.
Then you can analyze more. But this is will not impact to this. If you delete from here, it will delete there. But it should not impact anything. This is overall relationship, and this is just to showcase. Okay. So any table you want to compare, this is quite handy when this is required. Got it?
Mm.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
So just let me remove this. It's not required. Okay. Now you got the point. Everything is clear. So you can either select the bar, expand the properties. We can have some information about the relationship, or right click or double click on this and click on the properties. You get some information on this. Or if you have a multiple tables, then click on the manage relationship and see the results from here by list. Right? One second. Or if you have a something, you can just drag and drop the whichever table is required and see how they are connected. Right? These are the options you have. Make sense? Any questions?
So, sir, we cannot divide, like if we have 15 tables, so you said sum of tables you can see in next tab, but then all the
No, no.
tables has to be in all table tab.
And this all tables only. All tables contain every relationship, and this is just to see, just to
Oh.
see. So all tables will be there here only.
Hmm.
Okay. Now see, let's try to understand the date table and sales table you want to connect, right? So the question would be, in the date table, I have only one date. That is my date. In the sales table, I have order date, my ship date, my due date. Okay. So three dates are available. Now question here is that which column I will take from the sales table to connect to the date table? Can somebody answer me this question? Which
Already
column I should take? Okay. Everybody was on the order date.
uh, with sales table, right? Okay. Month name, work, customer
Hmm. Go ahead. In the sales table, I have three dates, three date fields. Order date, ship date, and due date. And on the date table, I have only one date, that is date only. So from the sales table, while making the relationship, which column I should consider?
Order date.
Which one? Sorry, Vali.
Order date.
Order date. Why order date? Any specific reason behind this?
Uh, because from the customer point of view, like they will be checking out with the order date, the
Hmm.
date when they place the order.
Right. That's correct. But let's think once. If you connect to the order date, then we will get how the customer, how many customer. Suppose one customer, I want to find out the total number of orders. I will get it. Or which order placed for the product, that also I will get it. Okay. But what else if I say that how many orders are due on my system after the order? Then will that work? That joint condition? Think once, okay? not in a hurry. I'm asking the question is the first answer, Bali got answer, that is correct. We need to consider the order date only because all the driving force for the sales is through the order only. Okay. So you can say the how many number of order, which customer did the order, which are the product got sold. All this information we will get it through the order date only, right? But what else in one of the scenario? Let's take I have placed an order and total number of order is 150. So out of the 150 order, it is not possible that every order is finished, right? So there will be some due date and there will be some ship date will be there, right? For that, correct? So if in this case, suppose I want to know how many orders are till it's not shipped, or how many orders is not due. There is no due date came for that. In that case, if I connect it to the order date, will that work? Thinking, just think, logically, just think and answer this question.
So if we are connecting sales and dates table on one key,
Hmm.
on one column, then
Hmm.
we can easily access.
How?
Um,
How it is possible? One key join condition. You remember in join condition,
yeah, with
suppose add a
joining.
department ID. Based on that, it will drive. So let's take from the date to the order date. I have join it. So
Hmm.
based on that, only the data will be driving, right? How it will
Hmm.
consider the ship date and the due date? Not possible, right? That makes sense.
Hmm.
So if you are confused, let me give an example. Okay. Okay. Now this is my date table, right? Which is the continuous dates I have, correct? And
Hmm.
this is the order ID. So let's take this one is connecting to the order date. Right? This is the highlight. This is connected. This is connected. Now if I connected this one, then how many orders customer place? Two orders. Correct?
Okay.
Think like that. Okay. But is this something like how many orders are due on a particular day? Let's take if I want to calculate on the 4th of or 6th of Feb, how many orders are due? Just think, okay? If this connection is between these two, will you able to get that information? How many orders are due on this day?
Only one.
On the 6 to 6. Just need to compare, right? Are you making sense? This is.
Hmm.
Are you getting this point? Please,
Yes.
please
Actually,
respond. I think I'm not getting a
One
response
order is
in
on
this
due.
page. Huh?
order date.
Only one order is on due at February 6th.
How we will get it? Because 6 to 6 it will connect, right? Equals to, right? Condition.
Yeah.
Actually, we don't know how many are in due because we just placed an order on that date.
Correct. Correct. So it will not like 6, it will compare 6th of December, 6th of February 2023 equals to 6th of February 2023, and it will just give you the information. It's just an equal condition, right?
Mm.
It's not a range we are talking about here. Right? So now, if I want to consider somehow the dates, the due, somehow this date also needs to be connected to here, right? So that I can get some information. Suppose on the 6th, how many orders are due? Then I need to make a relationship between these two date. Then only I will get the information for the due, right? That makes sense. No? Yes.
Okay. Got
Okay.
it.
So in this case, so I should consider all the three dates information. Like I should consider the order date also. I should consider the due date also. I should consider the ship date also. Okay. But the problem here is what will happen. Let's first, the main relationship between the date and the sales table would be based on the order date, because most of the calculation will be based on the order date only. Once in a while, we will get the requirement that how many orders are due, how many orders are shipped, all this information. So let's drag the order date and how to make the relationship. Okay.
Right.
So
Yeah.
we can drag the order date and put it
Mm.
just on top of the date table, date column, sorry. So it will make a relationship automatically. Okay. Or another way also you can do it. If you are not sure on the dragging, click on the manage relationship here, new, and select your sales table and select your date table. Click on the order date, click on the date. Okay. Automatically everything will be falling up and click on the OK. This is also one more way to create a relationship. Right?
Mm.
Okay. Now, as I told that another formation, like from the due date and from the ship date also there should be a relationship. But if you create a due date relationship now, due date to date now, so there are three relationships will go. So are you seeing any difference?
So one is active, one is not active.
No, no. What logically, what is the difference? Like while look
It's
and feel, what
so
is the difference? One is the solid line, and
one
one
is
will be
dotted.
my the dashed line. Okay.
Mm.
So here the dashed line represents the inactive relationship. Means the relationship is there, but it's not active. The active relationship, and between the table, always one relationship is always active. And others, if you kept it other relationship, it will be not active. So if I do one more also, if I take the ship date and place it under the date here, that is also will be non-active. You can just see that. Okay, if you click on that, expand the property, it is saying that make the relationship active. It's no. If you click on this, it is also no. But when you click on the order date, it is yes. Right? So
Mm.
that relationship is there. Now this should be like this only. Now question would be comes up that if it is a non-active relationship, how it will work. Right? So for that, when you learn about the DAX, so on the DAX itself, there is a function that I will explain you when I comes up that stage. That time, this relationship I will activate inside my formula itself for my calculation. Okay. So this is the case, but otherwise, in a table, always it will be one relationship, it will be active. Okay, this is the first point. And second, we'll discuss about this direction, the, the filter directions, right? So it is, if you just click on that, this is coming like cross filter direction. What is single, what is there, all these things. Now, before to that, I want to understand why the relationship is required between two tables. What is the point of doing the relationship? And if you don't have any relationship between the tables, what is the problem we will face? Let's see first that. And target, I will come to later because there is some trick need to do on the target. So I will connect to the target later, but not now. But one thing we can directly connect now from the target date can put it into the date. That I can do it right away. This will make a relationship between target and date. This is fine. But there is a target region is there, if you see. And in the which field, which column I have the customer, I have the region, right? This also needs to be connected, the target to the customer. But if you right now, if you connect to target to the customer, no, there is a problem. So let me drag this and put it in the region on the customer. This will make a many-to-many relationship actually. Okay, and this is a very good use case for the Power BI because you should not have a many-to-many relationship on your model. It will somehow kill the performance and it will give you some different results when there is a many-to-many relationship. That's why I stopped it here because I need to explain you what is many-to-many, what is the problem we will face when you have a many-to-many, all these things. So let's cancel this. Don't do that right now. Let's make it target to the date only. All right. Now, before to that, I just said that now I want to explain you something like why this relationship, all these things, why we created. What is the point of creating that? Okay. So this is my report layer. This is my data. Now you can, if you click on any tables, no, you will get able to see the data, just like in Excel format. Okay. All right. So now let's try to understand a formula and it one thing that why the relationship is really required. Okay. So let's go to the sales table here. Okay. And if you click on any table, right, so there is one calculation area will come. This is the calculation. Right. So here it is saying the new measure. This is my quick measure, new column, new table. So this part is called your DAX. What is DAX? Let me put it. So it is like the data analysis expression, the full form of this, which will help to create columns, measures, and let's take tables. These are the three calculations which we will do in a Power BI. So we will create a columns, we will create a measures, and we will create a tables. Okay. Let me explain you what is our tables. Anyway, we will later we will come to that. But the first difference between a column and a measures. What is the exact difference between these two? Okay. So let's try to understand between the column and the measures. Okay. Let's see. So let me open an Excel file here. Because there it is very easy to understand. So let's take, I have my product ID. Let's take, and let's take the price and my quantity. This is very okay. So I say P001 00. Okay, let's take in 15 rows only. Price. I'll say between 200 to 500 somewhere. Okay. Okay. So same I will take the quantity some amount. This is just a random data I'm taking, okay? Just to build up something. Okay, so this is my data. Now, suppose we want to calculate the price into quantity, or we can say the total amount on this table. So first of all, let convert this into a table, because right now this is a sheet. Okay. So the concept is we need to make a table, because in Power BI it will work with the table only. So select everything and press Ctrl T. Okay. So it will create a table. Ctrl T, and my table has header. Already I have a header on the first row, right? So this is activated. I'll click on that. Now this will make a table. Okay, this one, and you can put a table name also for this. Let's take this is my sales table. Okay, this is my sales table. Now what I need is that I need to have a total amount column for this table. So in the table itself, I will just create a total amount. Total amount on the table. It is under the table. Now, what is the formula would be the total amount? It will be
Price into
quantity into
quantity.
price into quantity.
Hmm.
So I can say the price at the rate price and into my quantity, right? This is my formula. Now, once you got it, you need to sum this up. This is my total amount, right? This is happening. So if I want to say total amount, we just need to sum this up and we will get the information. But this is an example of a column. This is called the column. Okay, where I have three tables here. Okay, three columns I have already present in the table. I'm creating another instance of the column which is stored inside the table itself. So it means that it will be stored inside the table and it will occupy some space also, right?
Yes.
Right. So, but suppose what is measure? Measure is something like it will not stored inside the table, but it will give you the result. Okay. Now suppose I want to see the sum of total amount. I can take outside. It's fine. What is the sum I'm getting? Let's see. It's somewhere around 49,799. Okay. But is this intermediate column in this case is required? I'm not sure, because whether I need to show anywhere in my report the quantity into price, but this column is actually quantity into price only, right? Each and every column. Whether that I need to showcase any such scenario, I'm not sure, but it is occupying some space. But let's see, without creating this under what you call this intermediate
Cool.
result, I want to get the total sales or the total amount, whatever we can say. So how we can do that? So for that, so outside of the table, I'm just blindly somewhere I'm creating the total amount. Okay. So for here, what I need to do? From the table, I need to first multiply the price into quantity and whatever I got for each and every row. Then finally, I need to sum this up. That's the formula, correct? Yes or no? No,
Yes, sir.
no. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yeah, yes.
So the first should be I should sum multiply this, right? And finally I need to sum. So for that, in Excel I have a function called sum product. Okay, sum product. The same we have in Power BI also, that is called the sum X. We'll come to that. But this is sum product. So from the sum product, what I will take? I will take the price, not like this. If you take, it will become as B2. But I will say the table name. What table name I have given? I say sales table, square bracket, I'll say price,
Yes. Okay.
right? Into sales table, square bracket, I can say quantity. Then just show this. What will happen in this case is, it will multiply row by row, price into quantity, and finally it will sum it. So this is called the sum product. So it will make a product here between these two, and finally it will do the sum. Okay. Now if you place the enter here, you will get the total. This is the total only, right? 49,799. If you sum this up also. But this is we achieved without creating any column here,
Yep.
correct? Outside of this. So this is called your measure. It makes sense? This is called your column. So what is the difference? Just see this and tell me what is the difference we got here. What is measure and what
So
is column here? First difference.
column,
Logical.
column, sorry, sir. Column is providing value for each row, and
Mm-hmm.
where measures we can say it's the all sum up, like aggregation of the values.
Correct.
Like
Okay,
what
first, yeah, yeah, first instances, it is same, correct, spot on. What other difference you are seeing?
um, as you said, like we are creating new columns, so it will take some space, memory space, and measure doesn't require.
Correct. So it is means like the what do you call it? The what do you call it? The column is stored inside the table. So this is my table, right? Completely. So it is storing inside the table, whereas the measure is not storing anywhere. It is somewhere outside in the fly. On the go, you created it, and
Hmm.
whenever you are using it, it will just execute that statement, whatever is. So whenever I'm using this, that time only this function will be getting executed. Otherwise, it will not execute. Right? So this is the
Hmm.
two difference between your column and a measure. Any questions here? Because that I can't explain you this in Power BI somehow, because Power BI is not the cell based, right? So I can do, but this is the difference between a column and a measure. You got it? This point?
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
Okay. Let's create the same and some other difference also there. We'll come to that. Let's come to your sales table here. Just give me a second, guys. Okay, so now let's same thing we'll just do it here. Uh, let's talk about the unit price and the standard cost. Why the unit price is coming for me, the rupees and all? It should not take that. Decimal, okay, format is currency for me. I should not do that. Let me put it the general, okay? Because it's not good that we should put some currency based on any country. It should be general. It is good now. Okay, that's fine. Now I want to calculate the unit price into order quantity, right? That's what we want to do it here. Or let's take an example of how many order quantity I have. So I have some order quantities, right? Different order quantities. So I just want to sum this up. Okay. So if you go to the formula and click on the sales table, then this part will be activated, right? You can either create a new column from here, new measure from here. There are multiple areas you can create. Okay. So you can just right click on this table also, you can have an option, new column, new measures. Okay. Or if you click on the table, there is a three dots option is there. If you click on that, that also will come up, new column, new measure. So you can choose any place, whichever is good to you. Okay. Make sense? So there are different areas. Application is same, the output even. So let's create a new column here, which I say it says my total order quantity. This is I'm creating a column. Okay. Make sure that we are creating a column here. This coming the definition also, see column. right? And one more thing, suppose this formula bar, no, in the DAX, suppose you want to zoom in little bit because maybe it is not visible properly to you. To zoom in, what you need to do? Click on the control button on your laptop and the mouse wheel. Okay, just wheel that. It will just increase if you want. Okay, and move like this. It will just zoom out. Okay, and from the keyboard it will be control and plus symbol. Control plus to zoom in and control minus to zoom out. Okay, make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now I will write sum function. So very basic I'm writing sum. And inside that I need to go for my order quantity. That's it, right? I just want to do enter. So my total order quantity is 4824. It is across each and every row it is printing. So total order quantity is 4824. This is an example of a column. Okay. So what is happening here? So on this, to understand one more to column and the measures, we need to see the context, which is very important in Power BI. If you understand this context, then it is this one part is clearly over on the Power BI. Okay. So in Power BI, there are two contexts. One is called the row context, and second is my filter context. Okay. We'll see one by one what is row context. So the row context is applicable to columns, and filter context is applicable to measures by default. Okay. So what is row context means? When you are calculating this, just try to understand. When it is calculating the sum of order quantity, what is happening is, so total I have 1640 rows on the sales table. Right? If you see in the bottom, it will show you the total sales have 16440 rows. Alright? So row context means it will go to each and every row of the table and it will sum up. Make 1 plus 1, 2 plus 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like that it will goes on till it reaches the end point. And finally, whatever the results I have, the sum that will be getting printed across each and every row. Okay. This is called your row context. Simple, right? That makes sense? Okay. Now try to understand that what is a filter context. Let's see the filter context. Now what I'll do now, I will create the same thing with a measure, the same thing. So control C. What are the options I have? Just tell me how to create the measure, where I'll go. The option I just now told you, couple of options, couple of areas we can grow and
Right.
we can create a. You can right click here. You can click the new measure here, or on the sales table, you can create a new
Mhm.
measure here. Okay, or you can go to the table tools and click on the new measure. Okay, so new measure and quick measures are same. It's not, there is no difference, but I will come to that. So I'm just creating a measure now, rather creating a column. If you click on this, so it is coming as measure. Okay, now if you see this one, I is total order quantity. I'm giving a name because already that name is there. Same measure. Now I'm saying sum of sales order quantity. Same. There is no change to the column, whatever I have done in the column. Okay. Now enter. The first point you see the difference is that where is my measure exactly in the table? It is not stored. That I already told you in the Excel also. So
Mhm.
this measure will never store inside the table. So that's what it is showing. It is not storing. This is the column actually, but it is available inside the table. But just taking a one area inside the table, but it is not storing in any data as such inside my table. This is the first difference. Got the point?
Mhm. Yes, sir.
Now, then how it is getting calculated? Now, if I want to see the result of this, what is the exact this figure? Because when you are creating the column, I can able to see the data immediately. It is 4824, right? But whereas this one, I don't know what is the data for that. So for that, the only way to see that, just pull that measure into one of the visualization. Then only we will able to see what exactly the data for that. So let's create a table here, table visualization, simple table, and try to explain that. And I'm just putting the total order quantity measure here. Just drag and drop here. So the total quantity measure is 4824, which is the same case in case of the column also. One second, guys. Okay. So now if you see this in this case, it is 4824. Okay. I will come to this, the formatting, but I'm just changing some values to this so that you can able to see. So you can go to the format of your visualization. There is a values. We'll come to that. Don't worry. I'm just changing the little bit the size so that it will be clearly visible to you. Now it is clear. Hello, you guys are there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yes, sir. It's clear.
Okay. So now this is the total order quantity is 4824. Absolutely fine. Now the question here comes up is that if I bring the product or rather saying customer name here. Okay. Let's bring the customer to this table here or here, wherever you want to put it. So now what happen is now my total order quantity measure is segregated.
Oh.
For each customer, now I'm getting the total order quantity. This is
Mm.
when somebody is started in Power BI, no, it is quite confusing. Okay, because if you it is not storing inside the table
Mm-hmm.
4824. Okay. So if it is a column, I can say that okay, this 4824 is for this customer and whatever the information. But it is not storing inside the table. But if you still bring the customer or take anything, if you take a product category name also, it will get scattered. It is giving the correct result. How things are for this category, this many total order quantity I have. This is this much I have. Right. So this is somehow first level. It will be get confused. So let me uh, clear the confusion how things are working. Okay. So this is finally is the total order quantity. But when you are putting a customer or any tables right here. So it is saying that for this customer, I have the data for 126. For this customer, this is 13. For this customer, this is the total order quantity. And finally, it is giving me 4824. How things are working here. This working is called your filter context. Okay, how the filter context is working here. Let's see. So take an example of any customer here. So let's take an example of very small, tiny examples we'll see. We can say that we can understand that how this amount is coming as 7. So the let's take the customer as body works. Okay. So what will happen in the filter context is whenever you are pulling any column to this table along with the measures for that customer. So let's take the body works. This I'm concentrating. So I will go literally to my customer table. Okay. Then I will put a filter on the customer called bodyworks. Okay. I'll put a filter. Let's take filter on the bodyworks.
Mm.
This is my filter got applied. Then I will get my customer key for this, right? 616. This is my customer key for this guy. Okay. Now my customer and my sales table is getting joined with the customer key only. Correct? That we already saw that. Now I will go to my sales table and filter based on the 616 only. So let's go to the sales and put a filter on the customer key 616. I don't know where it is. 616. Okay. Now whatever things I have, now what we are doing? We are saying sum of order quantity only, right? So it will sum of this. It is 7 only, right? Just see. 1 plus 3 and 4. It is 7 only, correct?
Mhm.
So for the body works, it is coming as 7. If you want to take one more, let's do that. Let's take somewhere small amount I want to take because it will be easier to calculate. So let's say detox warehouse. So let's go to the customer and put a filter on the detox warehouse. Where is that detox warehouse? This one. And the customer key is 33. Now go to the sales table and put a customer filter on 33. Compare. This is how much data is there. What is the order quantity? If you sum this up,
9.
9.
it's coming exactly 9, right? Right. So this is called your filter context. When you are dragging any measure with any columns, okay, then what happen is it will get the filter context applied, and based on this, now the filter context is working for customer. It is giving you the customer filter, and based on that, it is getting the customer key from the customer and it's getting move it to the sales table and get the data and get it resolved. But why it is working? Why it is working? Because due to this only. If the relationship is there, if my between my customer and my the sales table, no, this is the direction. So if you take any customer, right, the customer key will flow as a direction like this, and it will filter the sales table this direction. Due to this relationship is there, that's why if you bring something from the customer, it is segregating my sales. Now, suppose this relationship is not there. So what I will do, I will just delete this relationship between my customer. First point is clear. This whatever I discussed, or any doubt on this. We are clear because this is very important. I'm saying, okay. Are you guys trying with me, typing the same formula and try to understand?
No, sir.
I
Sir,
told you on
actually,
the very,
No,
don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah, somebody, I think, uh, I don't know about everybody, but in this class, I think you guys are practicing along with me, right? If I'm not
no,
wrong.
sir.
No,
no,
sir, we are
No?
listening. I'm
No.
listening.
Okay, that's great. Okay, yeah, this first part is clear. What I explained you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We are good with that. Okay.
yes.
So now, suppose we delete this relationship because due to the relationship only, your filter context is moving. So if you delete this relationship, let's try to delete it. Now what happen if we go to the table now, there will be a drastic change will happen. For each customer, I will get the total amount 4824. Right? That makes sense. Why it is happening? Now tell me. Why I'm getting for each and every customer it is giving 4824. Because when
Taking
it is
column
filter
context.
correct. So when it is going to the filter context of the customer, so this is 33 customer key. But since I don't have a relationship to the sales, 33 is not moving. There is no relationship to go to the sales. So when I'm dragging total order quantity for that, it is giving me total sales only. It is not segregating based on the customer. That makes sense. Clear?
Okay, sir.
Is this okay? So this is the main topic. And that's why your relationship should be present. So if I now drag this customer, sorry, from here I will take customer key to customer. Let's get back the relationship. Now if I again relationship is there, then I will start it. Okay. Now with this we need to explain, you need to understand in multiple ways. Okay. Now let's take small I will take it. Now tell me, this is your job now. Category. Let's track the category. Now tell me how this filter context is working. How this amino acid is getting 476. Can somebody explain me?
Category
The
name.
product,
Mhm.
uh, I mean, from the product table, it taking the product key.
So what is the filter is this working? Filter is working on the product category name. Right? This
Yeah,
is the
category.
filter.
Yeah,
Right?
category
So
name.
I will go to my, let me clear all filters from here. And from the customer also I will just clear all filters, it's not required. So I will go to my product table first now. Okay. And I need to put a filter on amino acids category name. Right? So let's take category name equals to amino acids. So there are multiple product keys are there, right? So each product key will go to the sales table, right? So let's say 521, 515, all this thing product will go, and it will go to the sales table and put a filter on each and every product, whatever there, and based on that, your data will come up here, 476. That's correct, right?
Mhm.
This makes sense. Okay. Now suppose on this table itself, okay, I bring the subcategory also. Now tell me this
Okay.
20. Let's try to understand this 7. That is good only. This 7, how this 7 is working? How many filter context is working on this 7? What do you think? To get this 7.
So filter on category name and
Two filters, category name and subcategory.
Category and subcategory, both, right? So
Yeah.
here
mm,
there is two filter context. One is my protein category, and on this the vegan protein. This is another subcategory. So two filters is working there, right? So if I go to my product table, so I will say first category
Category
is
name.
protein. Yeah. So category name equals to protein. This is the first filter. Again, it will go to the subcategories and search for the vegan protein. Then it is taking the product key. What is the product key for that? 295. Okay. Then it is going
okay.
to my sales table, search for the product key 295, and see 3, 3, 6, and 7. This is my total order quantity. 7 is coming there. Right?
Quantity, six.
Make sense here?
Sir,
Hmm.
can you go back just the
Yeah, yeah.
last screen? Okay. Hmm. Okay, sir.
This makes sense? Okay. Now this is one. So whenever you are, let's clear this, all these things. Mess, I don't want to do the mess here. Okay. So it means that whenever you drag any columns, okay. So after that, suppose I dragged product name, right? So now the filter context will be based on three: category name and subcategory name and the product name. This filter is three filters is getting applied to derive this value, right? So this is called your filter context. And filter context is applying the filter on column, applying the filter on column is called filter context. This you need to always remember. right? So it means that whenever I'm applying on the category name, I'm applying on the column name only, right? If I'm going to the product table and applying a filter on the column itself, did I apply any filter on the row? No, right? I'm applying a filter on the column. I'm selecting something, and based on that, how many rows are coming? Correct? That's correct,
Hmm.
right? Yeah. So
Yes.
always remember this. The filter context is applying the filter on the column. Okay, for whole column. Okay, all right. So this is the first point. I just removed it. Let's extend our topic here. So now this is my first visualization where my category name. Now how many filters are there?
One.
Only one, which is what is the filter? Category name. Okay. Now what I will do, I will just create another visualization on side by side. So I have a copy paste option. Okay. I just select it, Control C and Control V, and I can drag it to the right hand side. On the in this second visualization, I remove it the category. So what you call my okay. So now on this table, I will take instead of the category, I will take the subcategory. It's fine. Now on this table, the filter is working for my subcategory, correct? And on this filter, on this report, it is based on my category. This is clear, no doubt, right? On this part at least. Hello.
Hmm. Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now suppose I am creating. Let's observe this. Okay. So suppose I am clicking on the export in from the second table. Okay. So click on this. What happened? My
Oh.
other report also getting filtered, right? It is saying that the amount is
Mhm.
178. Now, to achieve this, the protein amount 178, which is coming in the first table, can you tell me how many filters are getting applied here to get that 178?
Two filters.
Two filters. What are the two filters?
Category name and
Category.
subcategory.
Okay. So previously we saw that just before that, we drag the category name and the subcategory name on the same filter, sorry, same report, and we saw that two filters getting applied. Now
Hmm.
we segregated two reports, one with category, one with subcategory, and we are clicking on the subcategory on the second, and it is getting filtered to the first also. So it means that the now there is two filters. That's correct. So filter context can be affected by. So this is very important. Filter context get affected by first the column on your columns on the same visualization, which already we saw that, right? It means that on the same visualization, suppose you put category, subcategory, product name, everything, then based on that, the filter context will get affected. Correct? First point is clear.
Mhm.
Same visualization. Same visualization means like same type of visualization?
In the same table, let's say this is one table. This is how many tables I have? Table one and table two, I can say, right? On the
Hmm.
same one, if I drag product name now,
Okay. Okay.
so
Yeah.
this will affect, right, my visualization, my measures. That's what I'm saying.
Hmm.
On the same visualization. Second is filter coming from other visualization, which was just now we saw that,
Hmm.
right? From
Yes.
this, if you click on something, this is also getting affected, right? This is the second one. Okay. Now let's understand the third one. Third one is something very interesting. Let me give some space so that I can do something here.
So if we click in first table like amino acid, then it will
Hmm.
also get,
Affected the second one.
yeah,
Yes, correct.
it will.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So now I have another visualization called slicer. Slicer is something like putting a filter. If you want to socket some filter, no, that visualization is called the slicer. If you click on a slicer, it will create a visualization. And on this, let's say I'm taking a data for city. So it will give you the city information here. Okay. Now this is my table visualization table. This is one table, second table, and this is just a filter. Now if I click on certain city here, let's take this city I selected. Now if you see, my both visualization is getting affected. Now if I ask you on the table number 1, how many filter contexts are working on the table number 1? This is table number 1, this is table number 2. So on the table number 1, how many filters are working here? Can somebody tell me?
One filter category name.
3.
Sure. Just
How
think.
many? No, no, because it is getting affected by the other tables also. So two,
But the second table I didn't select anything, right?
but these both tables are now getting affected by slicer. If you choose this city, then it will also filter the subcategory and category also.
My question is simple. Don't take, I'm saying this is, let's take this is my table number 1, which holds the category. Table
Hmm.
number 2, which is for the subcategory. I'm saying that right now, if I select something on the city, how many filter contexts are working on the first table? Just answer that simple question.
Hmm. Then one.
One? How many guys? Tell me, please. Everybody?
I think it's a 3.
Three.
Three. Okay. How many others?
Yeah, it's
So we are
three.
getting a mixed answer. One, three, and all. Please go ahead. Others?
City.
So why three? Somebody answer that. One is wrong. One is anyhow wrong. But why three? Somebody answer three, right? Why you are saying three?
Y- Yeah, it's filtering based on the category name and subcategory and the city.
City. But if you not clicks on something on the subcategory, that filter will not apply, right? If I select something from the this one, then I can say it is three. But if I'm not selecting anything, it is all right. So that filter will not apply. Makes sense.
Hmm.
So the answer would be
2.
2, right? That's correct. So when the this is applied, this on this row, the two filters is getting applied. One is coming from the same visualization, which is nothing but my category name, and another is the external filter, which is coming from the slicer, is called the city. Based on that, it is getting calculated. Right? That makes sense. Clear? Now suppose on this table, how many filters right now?
One. Subcategory name.
Again one. Why? City will not affect.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
City is also affecting, right? So here
Hmm.
also two. One is subcategory, one is city. But
Hmm.
now if I select something from a subcategory or something from the category, let's say I selected vitamins. Now what happened? On the first table, how many filters? On the second table, how many filters? Can somebody tell me?
3 and 2.
Three and two. On the first table, it is three. One is for the category name. One is from the subcategory name, which is coming from the second visualization, and the third one is coming from my city, right? Whereas in the second table, it is coming from two, one from the subcategory, one from the city, right? That makes sense? It is clear?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
This concept is you need to understand very, because this is very basic I'm explaining. If you not understand this part, it is quite difficult to write the DAX only. Okay, because DAX understand the filter only. Okay, this we need to very much clear about this, how things are working. Okay, so anyway, this is end of today. I will take it forward from here because there are some couple of things I need to explain you. But you understand, right? How the filter context is working, how the
Yeah.
row context is
Yes.
working, all these things.
Yeah.
It is clear, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But there are some couple of other examples also in the setup to understand everything. So that will continue from tomorrow. Okay? Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.